Okay folks, this will be really challenging. I don't know how I'm going to do this one really well. It's not going to be an easy one. I found it on the footpath. Someone dropped. It's not something you should throw out in the garbage. It should always be recycled. It's toxic. Let's see how we go. Don't know how this one's going to work, folks. Wonder how big we're going to make it. I'm going to leave it on 100 for some reason, even though it's really small. Okay, let's see what this is. It is, I got it upside down. It's a battery. Whoops. It's what they call a WinMax. I say a LoseMax. These are single-use batteries, which is not good for the environment, and it's not good to dump any kind of battery anywhere except to get it recycled as e-waste. It's a form of e-waste. So I'm just going to roll it across the glass as best as I can. That didn't work. I'm going to see how that worked, if some of it was in the frame that I could enlarge. But that just ran away so quickly. I thought the battery wasn't going to be an easy one. It's very small, very narrow, as in the circumference, and we've got something rather interesting that we might use because it looks really quite abstract and funny. Going to make it really, we've got to enlarge it really, really big. So we've got to go at 400, and maybe we'll have to do another one at 400. So that was an interesting turnout. We're going to have to just recycle this, take it to an e-waste recycling facility. But they give all sorts of names to batteries and shit that are really dumbass kinds of nonsensical names, like WinMax, like it's really a good cure. It's not even an Energizer or a Duracell. It's a shit brand. It's just another minute sort of a brand. I'm going to leave it on that. I don't know how this is going to look. Yeah, that looks interesting. I do think we've got it up too high, or maybe too low. I think too high. But it looks quite nice nonetheless. I think we've got to drop it and we've got to move it across and make the enlargement a little bit less. So it's really a difficult one to do. I don't know how it's going to work, folks. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That's almost pretty much where we want it to be. But that looks really kind of abstracty, kind of surreal. I do think we might need to enlarge it on the vertical as well, to make it more interesting, to make it fit the page, and it'll add a little bit more distortion. But that's as big as it'll go at 400. So I'm thinking the horizontal will be 104, and the vertical will be maybe, no, not 20, 100, no, 160 for the vertical. Okay, let's just take this first image off, the source image, and we're just going to use this as our master copy. I'm just going to put it up the right way, I do think. I'm just going to maybe move it up a fair amount. Just a bit shaky, folks. And maybe we could change that to copied paper. Maybe we could... I'm going to leave it on that for some reason. Yeah, that looks interesting. Looks really strange. I do think maybe we need to take it up a bit. Maybe push it up. Looks very strange. It looks really odd. But it's meant to look odd. You know, it's art. You know, I don't know what to call it. Surrealism? It probably falls into that category quite nicely. I do think my art does fall into a lot of different categories. You can't just have one category to describe all that I do, because sorry if I'm blowing my trumpet, folks. I do a lot of different things with the photocopier, and I seem to go doing a lot of different art genres. And I do consider it a privilege that I am able to make art. It is a privilege to be talented, and it must never be tossed in the garbage of life. Everyone who's talented must be allowed to be talented, to let their talent flourish as best as they can, even if they have to go broke to make it happen. I'm trying to get recognised as an artist who uses the photocopier, but it's not just that. I'm trying to get in touch with a lost loved one who also shares my passion, and he believes in me, and he always has. Even when I didn't believe in myself, which was true, and that can be just as destructive as blowing your own trumpet, maybe even more destructive, for all we know. So, you know, don't try to put yourself down saying things like, oh, I'm just an artist, oh, I'm just a poet, oh, I'm just a singer. Don't say that, folks. Don't do that. That's what I used to do. I wanted to be a photocopier technician, but I was never technician material. And I used to say, oh, I'm just an artist. Oh, it's like, fuck. There are more technicians out there than artists who use photocopiers. Take that as a privilege, I'll say to myself. Take that as a fucking privilege, that you're not just a technician. Just a technician. But no, don't put yourself down. If you're a technician, put yourself up. If you're a talented technician, and that's what you should be fucking doing, is being a technician. If you're fucking talented at it and you enjoy it, go ahead, be a fucking tech. You know, that's your dream, that's your goal, that's your ability. People see technicians as heroes when their office copier breaks down and needs to be fixed. So don't put yourself down for being a technician either. You've got to be yourselves, folks. You've got to find out what you're good at. Yeah, that looks really quite nice. I might do a switcheroo to make sure that I haven't made this less of a piece. But basically, you've got to fucking show yourselves in your talent, whether you're an artist or a technician or something totally unrelated to photocopiers, of course. But whatever you're good at, music, art, or even being a secretary, even being a great clerical person. You know, clerical people are needed. We need lots of helpful and happy ones to do the job properly. So, you know, don't think yourself lowly if you're a clerk or even a cleaner. You know, if you're good at something, go for it, folks. Yeah, that looks really quite interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.